15 Craziest Things That Have Ever Happened on The Simpsons. Part 1.
If you are brand new to our channel, we invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Just click on the lit red button as well as the gray bell. Why the bell? Well, it will let you know every time we post a new video.
1. NSA Scandal. Once again, The Simpsons knew exactly what was happening before we did. Thankfully they chose to inform us on the NSA before we said anything too incriminating. The Simpsons movie came out in 2007, and about 6 years later, the public was surprised to find out that there was a lot more truth to the cartoon than most of us initially believed. There is a particular scene where Marge, Lisa, Maggie, and Bart are on a train quietly speaking about their fugitive status. Lisa, the brainiac, quickly tells them to stop talking about this subject because she fears that the government is spying on them. Marge laughs it off as paranoia and reassures her that no one is listening, but turns out to be horribly wrong. In 2013, a former CIA employee named Edward Snowden informed the press on how the NSA can record and listen into nearly every single conversation or email that they desire, proving that The Simpsons had it right the entire time. 2. The Wrecking Ball Prediction. In 2007, The Simpsons movie was unleashed. It may have seemed like a harmless cartoon at the time, but years later the movie has been known to have made some interesting predictions. Is it a coincidence or a conspiracy? Well, I don't know about you, but a coincidence sounds like an excuse to me. In 2013, Miley Cyrus came out with her song Wrecking Ball, which instantly became a hit. However, many people were left with an unsettling feeling after viewing the song's music video. These people wandered the streets aimlessly with a wicked sense of déjà vu. After hours or even days of tiresome contemplation, they realized that Homer Simpson had already accomplished what Cyrus was desperately trying to convey. Although these people might have been angered by the idea of Homer being ripped off by the celebrity, they quickly forgot about it as they watched Cyrus swing back and forth like a hypnotist. 3. Homer died a long time ago. There is one particular theory that will surely make the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end. What if The Simpsons actually took place in Homer's mind and not in real cartoon life? Now, hear me out. In a 1992 episode called Homer the Heretic, Homer is seen having a conversation with God. In this episode, Homer tells God that he is so curious about what happens after death that he can no longer wait. God responds, "You can't wait 6 months." 6 months later, in a 1993 episode called So It's Come to This, a Simpsons clip show, Homer ends up in a hospital bed after being crushed by a vending machine. Now this is where things get weird, as many fans believe that Homer never wakes up from his coma, and the rest of the show's episodes go on in his head. This would explain why the characters never age, and how Bart, Lisa, and Maggie are always the same age. 4. Syrian War Prediction. The Simpsons have been known to drop subtle hints on their TV show, but these hints can usually be debated by coincidence. However, when it comes to The Simpsons predicting the Syrian War back in 2001, it becomes a little impossible to sweep this premonition under the rug. In 2001, an episode called New Kids on the Block clearly showed a group of Arab men with guns standing near a truck displaying the Syrian flag. Now, this causes issues, because back in 2001, the Syrian opposition had yet to be invented, or even make headlines, resulting in many people believing that the horrors and genocide happening in Syria were in fact premeditated. An Egyptian television station has made claims that the makers of The Simpsons had previous knowledge on the government's desire to overthrow the Arab government, and that it aided in a global conspiracy. 5. Mutant Tomato Prediction. In an episode called EIEI, Annoyed Grunt, Homer becomes obsessed with a Zorro movie and begins challenging people to duels by slapping them with a glove. That is until one day he slaps the wrong man and gets himself into a duel he cannot win. Homer and his family flee to his family's old farmhouse and seek refuge. Homer becomes a farmer and eventually creates something called a tknow, a hybrid between tomatoes, tobacco, and plutonium. This highly addictive strain lands Homer a $150 million deal with a tobacco company. In this episode, The Simpsons predict that radiation will eventually cause tomatoes to go awry. In 2011, the Fukushima Daiichi power plant in Japan exploded and caused a strain of side effects. Flowers, vegetables, and fruits took a direct hit and sprouted many mutations. One specific picture of a mutated tomato caused many people to speculate over The Simpsons' 1999 prediction. 6. Ebola Prediction. In 1997, an episode of The Simpsons predicted the outbreak of the Ebola virus. During an episode called Lisa Sacks, Marge is seen trying to nurse Bart back from an awful illness. While he is under the weather, Marge tries to pursue him to read a book called Curious George and the Ebola Virus. Afterwards, Marge suggests that Bart draw a picture to pass by time, and he replies, "I already did." Marge then looks to the window to see a picture of the sun crying on top of a pile of dead bodies. The Ebola virus was first discovered in 1976 near the Ebola River in what is now the Democratic Republic of Congo. It is a rare and deadly disease that has been suspected to stem from non-human primates. Ironically, The Simpsons chose to use Curious George as an example. The Ebola virus then resurfaced in 2014 and caused a reported 11,315 deaths across the globe. 7. The Farmville Prediction. In 1998, The Simpsons aired an episode called Bart Carney. In this episode, Homer takes his family to the local carnival, where they end up causing more trouble than good. After desperately trying to get Bart and Lisa to do some yard work, Marge becomes annoyed at her children's laziness. Instead of punishing them, Homer comes home and announces that a carnival is passing through Springfield and immediately takes the family to it. Funny enough, once the Simpsons arrive at the carnival, Bart and Lisa see their classmates playing a game called Yard Work Simulator and immediately want to try it out themselves. However, Marge tells them that, if they wanted to do yard work they should have done it at home, and drags them away from the game. In 2010, a similar game called Farmville came out in the real world, and took it by storm. People became obsessed with the game that bore extreme similarities to The Simpsons' Yard Work Simulator. 8. Tiger Attack Prediction. In 1993, The Simpsons came out with an episode called Dollar Springfield. In this episode, we are introduced to a quirky duo called Gunter and Ernst as they perform a magic show at Mr. Burns' casino. Throughout the show, the German duo is accompanied by their trademark white tigers as they perform a variety of tricks. Things take a turn for the worst when a white tiger viciously attacks the duo mid-show. If you don't already know, The Simpsons based Gunter and Ernst off of two real-life performers named Siegfried and Roy. These men were once famous for their live tiger shows in Las Vegas until a similar accident occurred. Now, what are the odds that a cartoon would have predicted the fate of these two performers 10 years before the incident? Well, apparently the odds were grand because sure enough, 10 years later, Roy was attacked by his white tiger in the middle of a Las Vegas show.